Voice of the people.
Welcome back from the newsroom. We just listened to News Brief and we continue with more programs. Now there are 2 minutes past 12. We're going to bring come to you a special Corona program. Stay tuned.
Koro, COVID-19, Koro, COVID-19, Nakila, Koro, COVID-19, Koro, COVID-19, Nakila, Koro, COVID-19, Koro, Corona killing everywhere. Salon rise up, together as one, rise up. Then we stop the spread of coronavirus. Nakila, we all say together we all for better. Coronavirus, Nakila, not to politics, let we all better. Coronavirus, Nakila, immigration officer Jack, I say. Coronavirus, Nakila, it don't kill possible, Nakila, it don't possible, Nakila, it don't spread possible, Nakila, it don't kill possible, Nakila, it don't kill possible, COVID-19, Koro, COVID-19, Nakila, Koro, COVID-19, Koro, COVID-19, Nakila. Coronavirus quick for spread, and this is how it can spread. If you shake hands with an infected person, you go get them, yeah. If you touch anything, we get them, you don't catch them, yeah. When you touch the virus, you don't contaminate your hand. If you don't wash your hand before you touch your face, you go get mama. If you don't sanitize your hand before you touch your nose, you go get papa. If you don't wash your hand before you touch your eye, you go get sister. If you don't sanitize your hand before you touch your mouth, you go get brother. What we for do? Wash we hand with soap and water. We all for wash we hand. Corona they pass. Sanitize we hand. We for always sanitize we hand. We just say coronavirus. Nakila, we all say together we all for better. Coronavirus. Nakila, we all say not to politics, let we all better. Coronavirus. Nakila, immigration officer Jack, I say. Coronavirus. Nakila, it don't kill possible. Nakila, it don't possible. Nakila, it don't spread possible. Nakila, it don't kill possible. Nakila, it don't kill possible.
Yes, indeed, coronavirus they kill. The program na special corona update. That's why they say good afternoon and welcome to this special edition. Remember, say this program they come to you every Wednesday from 12 to 1 o'clock. And na Osiwa they support Radio Democracy for bring to you special corona update. And you dey listen we on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl and also you dey go to our Facebook page and view the program as we dey live now on Facebook. And same way so they listen to we through partner stations them na different partner the country and especially from Radio Shalom 89.5 we dey cover the entire Koneduga and Falaba districts and some partner Tonkolili, same way so Radio Malen 88.5 na Pujaon districts and same way so Radio 1J 101.1 from the same Pujaon district so Liberia border. Radio Kolenten 90.5 na Cambia district, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailaon and also Radio Voice of Karine 98.0 na Kamakwe Karine district. The program na special corona update where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As I mentioned earlier, na Usiwa they support Radio Democracy for bring this program come to you. And may they bring you this special edition of the program special corona update, Musa Kamara na Minim. Inside the edition of the program, we will look at the role of civil society in the fight against COVID-19 and also their role for build confidence in the public in the fight against COVID-19. Well, for Sika that, I want to welcome Ala Hassan Bakar Kamara, in a program director Health for All Coalition. Good afternoon and welcome to the program special Corona updates.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Okay, continue for the with you. We will take the message here and they can join you in the studio for make we can discuss the role of civil society in building confidence in the minds of Salon people and the fight against COVID-19 and also on our role in the fight.
This is Mayor Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. Family them, this coronavirus, it real. I know say the Wasan, we done the area, we done the Siam. And I'm so glad I can go to the community them. Informal settlements. Also, you know, we expect for see buckets, you go meet the buckets there. People then they wash their hand. But not all man do So you when not do not take a light, wash your hand. This sick here, they say that we person cough, we person sneeze, it is sit down at the breeze. So this mask, yes, it's not easy for wear, but let we wear them because now that could protect we. And then I dey talk to Nasa wear me mask, and I dey continue for wear me mask. Once I know then I'm in host, I dey wear me mask. So family them Fritonians, let it seek your pass we quick. Let it not turn our city.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Professor Alpha Tijan Wuri. I'm an associate professor of chemistry. And now they serve as Minister of Health and Sanitation. May I say, this disease not so plenty clever, not so plenty sense. Now you by yourself, now you get your life. The important thing is you get for wash your hand with soap and water regularly. The reason being, now your hand now they carry the dirty. Now your hand now go bring the germs now your nose, now your mouth, now your eye. Now your hand now go give you this disease here. That's now the first and primary rule. The second rule, if I make you there away from somebody, where you there, when they say social distance, you're there about 2 meters away, 6 feet away. It means say the person body not go touch your body. The person cough not go get by you. In sneeze not go come by you. If you go to public, it's fine for make you get the face mask. The face mask now because when you cough, may you keep your cough to yourself. When you sneeze, may you keep your sniff to yourself. May you not affect nobody.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Mina Kande Kole Yunkela, leader for NGC na the Sierra Leone Parliament, duya corona is real. Corona na real problem. Corona they spread fast past Ebola. Duya unalo we listen to the government. Let we work with the government and them as Sabi people. Let we do everything where they say. No joke with corona. Corona they kill. Corona go kill your family. When they say no go on side, no go there. Wash your hand. Keep away from people. Duya wear face mask. No spread corona na your host and no spread unto other people. Listen to government.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mina Sheikh Abubakar Conte, the current president of the Inter-Religious Council and city man. Me people them we are me message to una to we all. Now for we maintain them precautionary and preventive issues they are we don't write down. They all get biblical references and Quranic references and prophetic references as well. So let we continue for wash we hands them how them prescribed say for wash them as many times as possible. We beg that will help for push this Wahala virus from the country and the entire world. Let the Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless we all.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to
you. Umaru Napoleon Koroma, National Secretary General of the Sierra Leone People's Party. I try for talk to every Sierra Leonean for let understand say coronavirus, what they call COVID-19, is real. It attack everybody when a human being. It is translate from one person to another. It's real, it's deadly, and it kill. Let we Sierra Leoneans then continue for listen to all the measures that the government they put in place and make sure say we break the chain of the spread of this virus here, even for pull and come on our country as quickly as possible. Do your social distancing, wash your hand regularly, and make sure say we not transmit the disease from another person. If you get for move out of your house for go, find way for find something and put na your face, what they call mask, and cover your face so that if at the end of the day you meet up somebody so we get that virus, they one or two they talk, you know, go for translator to you, or if you say get you go for transfer to another person.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Mefambolem, this is Nasidi Yaya Tunis, Acting National Publicity Secretary for APC. Corona Done day now we can't see as we self don't see cases then they come out every day. Some we don't lose to COVID, some don't also recover. I dey call on we all for make we observe the precautionary measures with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation and the EOC don't tell we for observe so that we go prevent we self, we family, we friends and we neighbors them forget the sick. Make we wash we hand regularly with soap and water. Make we avoid for go side them we crowded. Now for always call 117 if you don't suspect say somebody dey where they show symptoms of corona. Person we get high fever, where they sneeze plenty, and where they cough plenty, where they show weakness, and where they complain pass mark that. Not call 117 if the person not sick. Now for the check on your neighbor, your family, and your friend during this difficult period where all the feds corona. I dey call on we all for make we all make and we business for kick corona out of Salone. I dey join all man at this country for tell plenty thank you to the healthcare and frontline workers them where they sacrifice their time and where they work under extreme conditions for save we all lives. May God bless them and may God bless their families. God bless we all. God bless Salone.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Family, my name is Bishop J. Archibald Cole. I'm the overseer for New Life Ministry and I'm the president for Pentecostal Fellowship of Sierra Leone. Today, I just want to encourage you. Follow una know say coronavirus is real and it's bad. All over the world, it dey kill people. So do ya, una follow the instruction and then direction where we will body people they don't give it. Una obey all the protocol, una keep the distance so we all go get well body. Corona go done and we all go tell Papa God thank you. God bless you all.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Na my name Chief Umar Musa Kamano. I dey with Bafos. Na me na the chief na the community day. So I come for tell the one whole nation as a whole for say coronavirus is day, is real. Let all put hands on deck. Let spread this message to the one self where they na the least village na the one knows. Let it wash in hand. At the same time, if you not able get that immediately, if you get sanitizer and sanitizer, you can use them. Then for cover your mouth, cover your nose. And it not only stop there. Let we make sure say we protect to picking them. Because picking us have been nothing. When you picking come out play what only in hand was some.
Now Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Well, from the message them we can inside the program na special corona updates where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And inside the edition of the program, we look at the role of civil society inside the fight against COVID-19 and also for build confidence in the minds of the people for believe in the fight against COVID-19. Well, as I mentioned earlier, inside the edition of the program, I get Al-Hassan Bakar Kamara, Program Director, Health for All Coalition. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon and thank you very much, 98.1, for giving Health for All Coalition this opportunity for able to express their view on within our role as a civil society for promote the fight against the COVID-19 and also for help work with the community for build confidence. We go same way so improve on healthcare service delivery in this country.
Okay, for people who are listening, can be part of the program by way you can send text message to the number 0779819881, 0779819881, a number for sending text message and be part of the program special Corona update, and also go to our Facebook page and drop your comment there. I come to my studio guest Hassan Bakar Kamara, Program Director, Health for All Coalition. First of all, before we can look at the role of civil societies in the fight against COVID-19 and for give confidence to the Salone people or the population that out there about the fight against COVID-19, tell me something about the Health for All Coalition. for somebody to get them for the very first time?
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that you say for somebody who know the first time where you don't hear the name of Health for All Coalition. Basically, Health for All Coalition is a civil society health advocacy group where they for promote accountability, transparency, and ensure that healthcare service delivery they're accessible to everybody where they reside in Sierra Leone. So we don't play the key role in there for over the years since 2007, where they launched the organization in itself. We don't play a critical role for the introduction of the free healthcare initiative. We also don't play very, very strategic role for monitor and also provide advocacy interventions, them especially in the health sector. We don't play quite a number of significant roles then when it comes to health emergency. For example, when you talk about the cholera outbreak, Health for All Coalition are one of the leading civil society organizations, the way then they provide in terms of human resources, in terms of expertise for able for engaging community engagement and monitoring and advocacy related issues when it comes to the emergency. Then, of course, in the area of the Ebola outbreak, Health for All Coalition are the first civil society organization where provide serious intervention when it comes to community sensitization, engagement, and also monitor how government will command and they interfere or provide the service system for able for tackle that very pandemic day. So we don't play a very significant role, and all of them role here will they play now for complement the efforts of the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, because as by themselves they cannot do it all by themselves, so they need other players on board, and civil society now one short critical stakeholders the way always they intervene for ensure that deciding we weaken, deciding we need advocacy role, deciding we need community engagement or sensitization, deciding we need for promote accountability and transparency with the kind insight for provide with expertise, provide with services there for ensure that some of those issues are being addressed.
Okay, don't talk about the background of una organization and also the role una don't they do. Now look at the role of civil society inside the fight against COVID-19 and building confidence in the minds of the people in the fight.
Okay, well, as we as civil society, we get an integral role for play, especially when it comes to health emergency. Because normally in a situation like this, when we are faced with health emergency, one of the key challenges or key issues, critical issue where they come into mind now how for deal with the people. Because normally health emergency, the critical, especially when you don't go to community spread or community outbreak, basically you get for be very, very strategic on how for manage the way how people and they think, the way how people and they relate, and the way how for get people involved and for make them participate and take ownership and prevent themselves. So I think civil society for over the years don't they play critical role. Same with also in the health sector. So one of the role where we don't play, and when this the corona start and declare, is for also ensure that first of all we monitor the various interventions. Them start from the airport when they do screening at the airport. Civil society now one key strategic partner then they will be the monitor the processes. Some of the gaps then we be the report. Some of the things then we they see. Civil society now one of the key players where they unheard some of them then they bring to the notice of government, and government able for take action on that. So that is one critical role down the way we don't play, and I believe say then all and they don't try for help government, because government are too high than get. We civil society they are the back of them, including the media, for ensure that who sign need to see some of the gaps they will need to see, some of the challenges they will not aware of, we they bring them come into their fore so that they can able for see them and take action. The other critical role is advocacy for ensure that areas that we need the resources, areas that we need some people action for make sure for say change happen. We the kind side for ensure that we play that advocacy role in day. And how they play the advocacy role day? We they bring kind of evidence there. For example, like some of the actions where maybe government they take, ministry they take, even president herself they take. Some of those actions are being influenced by civil society based on we advocacy role. They talk the way they talk, they shout the way who they shout. So That is one role we don't they play. Another critical role in our community engagement and sensitization. And that day, as we talk so right now, we civil society at community level, we don't they play that role for ensure that we engage the community structures. We engage the community groups, the women's them, for ensure that they're able for comply, they're able for adhere to what government they tell them, they're able for adhere to the basic protocols for prevent themselves. And also able for change their mindsets, because normally when an emergency like this happens, the mindset of the people is critical. You get a number of people who they think another way. Somebody say, oh no, now for money business, government one can make money. Somebody think and say, hey, but now lie they lie power, now this no more, now the NGO them. So basically the mindsets of the people can be very, very more different at this critical moment. So one of the very important roles where we play and where we in the Health for All Coalition and other civil society that we don't do now for sure that we engage them community platform. And one short very important community platform where we don't engage, where we continue for engage now the village development committees them. We in the Health for All Coalition don't they use that very platform there because we see and say now the least platform at community level where don't they promote community development and where encompasses where include all the other groups that you talk about the FMC, you talk about the other women's group, you talk about the religious leader, they are all part of this FMC in a community. So we they use them group then they provide, we build their capacity, we sensitize them, and then you're able for strategize, then you're able for come up with their own community strategy, community idea, community plan for ensure that in their own community they're able for put measures in place for able for prevent the spread of this disease to their community.
Okay, you don't talk about plenty things then. We look at them one after the other. Yes. One, you talk about advocacy role. You talk about also being an eye of government, and also one of the liaise with the communities. Yes. Now we look at one of these, we being the eyes of government. We don't see government standing before in the fight against COVID-19, but you back mentioned government alone can't do it. Yeah. You get other agencies and other bodies them where they come. Civil society are one of them. Yeah. In Munayon observation, what do you observe in the fight against COVID-19?
In terms of the advocacy role,
in terms of the awareness, in terms of the perception of the people.
So basically, overall, the awareness day, almost every Sierra Leonean aware say there is a disease called corona. Every Sierra Leonean are aware of the fact that the COVID-19 day, they don't see them from social media, from other countries. So the awareness day. But one of the very big challenge is the issue of the myths, mistrust, and misinformation. Misinformation are one critical thing where don't they distort, where don't they unbug, even when they do sensitization, where don't they unbug the messaging. You get a lot of misinformation where they go around. You get, and some of this information are also being propagated by educated people. Not all people no more way no land book. You get most of the misinformation where they get, most of the mistrust or most of the disagreement in this COVID-19. Some of them are coming from educated elites. Me and you two will land book will sabi something coming from them. If you go through the social media, you see that most of the misinformation they come out from people who they land book. So when the information here, the misinformation they come out from people where the community people and things say them people here land book. What did it happen? They confuse their mind. You know, no able for know who side for believe, who side not for believe. So that it was now one of the biggest thing where we don't observe the area of misinformation. And that area only go begin for the addresses every player. Every player come on board and they listen when the program starts. I'm very, very much happy when I begin listening from political leaders. You hear somebody from APC, I hear the Secretary General from SLPP, I hear the leader of C4C, I hear the traditional leaders, I hear government stakeholders, I hear a number of stakeholders. So everybody needs to come on board, especially political players. Political leaders, because some of this misinformation are being propagated by political leaders, are being spread by people and way affiliated to political parties. So if political parties not come on board, political leaders not come on board, not only those at national level, but also the local political leaders from ward councillors, because to council chairmen, the mayors them, if them people also not come on board together for support government, You the find out say then information then propaganda then other information way not good, where they distort the information for prevent COVID-19. It could be very, very much challenging for we. So that is why I'm very happy where I hear some of the voice system of the political leaders in this light. But when we go at community level, it's not happening. It's not happening. Sometimes then you go now some community leaders them, some information the way they come out from local community leaders them, you think and say, oh no, this kind of information or this kind of misinformation not for come out from somebody when they're a political leader. Some people then we have related to political, they take a other way. They put politics inside. So that is one of the very big challenges inside this COVID-19 first way I think say government need for embrace, government need for fight, government need for bring all those political leaders, bring the whole on the table and the whole come on board and join on and see how therefore engage their constituencies, engage their ward members, their people, and they're able for tackle this first devoid of politics and you're able for
awareness very great in this, and as you say, people know about them. But when it comes on the compliance rate, how it turn like from your observation for make people comply with the preventive measures them?
The preventive measures, if I can list them. On the area, I agree me, Honorable Minister of Health and Sanitation, they talk about hand washing. He also they talk about the use of face masks. And he also they talk about social distancing, in public places. So he talk about then key protocols then they way they help for prevent the spread of the virus. First of all, I start with hand washing facilities. I think we as Sierra Leoneans will get a very big role for continue for play. Because one thing we don't observe is the lack of civic responsibility. In every Sierra Leonean, we not get that civil responsibility for able for do something. We do what they call that civic role day for contribute to national development. It's very big. We don't go to communities. To be frank, hand washing by community people is still a very big challenge. It's extremely a very big challenge. And even in some public places, it is still a challenge. Yes, some public places, them big offices, you can go and see and they. But like other public places, you need to see and they. For example, markets. Marketplaces, no matter what, hand washing facility, not to office no more. But even marketplaces, people are going to the market and from the market, hand washing facilities has to be there. Then therefore put on there. But most of the hand washing facility where RDC where then they make now, most of them maybe now them big offices there RDC them. Like them banks, them big offices them. This is where we see them consistent in there. But come on, where the interaction take place more? The marketplaces. The other inside them, who side people and they go for go get water, who side people and they go for go make payment. These are critical area where we need for enforce hand washing, we need for monitor hand washing, and we need to for ensure that it happen. But as I talk so now, left here now we go na Dovecot, left here now we go na some other marketplaces. You see say hand washing, the facility itself and the practice, both the facility in itself and also the practice is a very big challenge. So in this case, I now put that bond much on the area of government. Because believe me and you too, most Sierra Leoneans can afford rubber buckets. We can afford basic soap for what we hand them. But what is lacking is the civic responsibility, the civic awareness. So now make us say the Commission for Civic that Commission for Civic Awareness gets a very big role for play, because these are all responsibility where fall within their purview for make people them go able for comply with their civic responsibility for provide national development. So that is one. The other one we talk about face masks. We don't see the Sierra Leone police don't they do a marvelous job. In most checkpoints the way we can go, we see the Sierra Leone police, then they force people and when they sit down na poda na boss and other things them. for comply. Even me, when I drive cam, I give somebody lifts, we all get for so that we comply with the fee. So that one, the area of the police enforcing the issue of face masks, we say a bravo to them. But the other key challenge is, believe me, I don't know witness. Most people, they only put face masks when they approach a police checkpoint.
So
but immediately when they come on now the police checkpoint, believe me, they pull them.
So they say now people in the police than the corona.
Well, it's the compliance that they try for talk. Compliance for the continuous use of face masks. I don't know witness, I don't observe that. We community, civil society actors, and also then they bring that forward. Then they only use face masks when sometimes they know say if they go to this public place or if they reach here now police checkpoint, police they hold them. But immediately, just a meter after that police checkpoint, all man pull it, put it in a pocket, he put it in a bag, they move around. So the issue of compliance for face masks. Yes, police don't try for enforce them, but it also deal with the motorman, the individual. The individual for accept that face masks is good for we, it help for prevent the spread of this virus. So we get a very role for play for change the mindset of people. So because that also lead us to the misinformation where they come about face masks. We don't see on our social media. We don't see on other platform there where they tell you say where they put face mask continuously, above you breathe in, system, which is completely wrong. But you get a number of people where that information they force them come out. Some of them they tend for believer. So some of them they always turn down for put on now when they wouldn't. So I think that is too bad. So as Sierra Leoneans, that civic responsibility, that individual responsibility, we all hold on to ourselves. We all hold that to ourselves. We will body one, the principal somebody way for take charge now yourself. For me, you go well. For me, you not go get COVID-19. For me, you not go contact, get other diseases. Them. One of the principal somebody way responsible now yourself. Government just get for car inside small for ensure that they play their own role, their own role for help, for support you. But you as an individual get 70-80% role for play for prevent yourself. So most people think I say no, government. No. This thing we all of us get a very big responsibility. Okay, we talk about social distancing. Of course, down there you see say yes, when you go now the offices them, we don't get meetings now those offices them. We see yes to a very higher level. I think say we first of all I don't outline what in government need for do. We government na the papa we get a responsibility for ensure that yes, some political leaders have been engaged, but for ensure that everybody come on board, starting from the local political leader, that ward councillor, that district council chairman, that parliamentarians them, for commit them to this fight. That again needed to be strengthened. We are not saying in some quarters that they see some honorable and they do provide some effort in their communities, but that need more strengthening. That needed to be more robust for able to control that. The other one is civic engagement. I think that one is a long-term process for change the manners, the way in which Sierra Leoneans with the behave. Sierra Leoneans we don't come so used to that fire brigade way of doing anything. Fire brigade way of doing anything. Where they say, now when trouble come, you see somebody, oh no, the member for wash hand. Now when trouble come, you see somebody, the member for change certain aspects of his attitude. So, the Commission for Civic Engagement gets a lot of role for play. And also, we think and say it also needed to be cascaded into a school system. Okay. So that we young generations, the way they come, go begin for get a lot of awareness, a lot of knowledge on their civic responsibility.
8.1 FM and inside the edition of the program, we look at the role of civil society in the fight against COVID-19 and restoring confidence in the minds of people inside the fight against COVID-19. And my studio guest for today, Al-Hassan Bakar Kamara, Program Director, Health for All Coalition, and member Sedi Koneduga and Falba districts and some partner Tonkolili. Radio Malen 88.5 and Radio 1G 101.1 na Pujaun District, Radio Kolenten 90.5 na Cambia, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailaun, and Voice of Karene on 98.0 FM. Well, we go for a short break inside the program. When we come, we continue the program. We continue the program, special Corona updates. We come to you from 98.1 FM. We go for the drama, and when we come, we continue the program.
Una couche o, the people in a Sansanton don't get big number. We don't for them pandem today. One big stranger sick. Don't boss na Sansanton. We don't make sit down no day. Play don't done. Because some people no me believe say this sick day except the number just they go up. And some man still they take and play. Quarantine home don't make some man don't balance in house and run away. Able for young good. But as me granny money can say, that fly we no listen advice. Na begging gone, go be in Ledon place. Sit down and listen to Sick Boss na Sansanton, episode 3.
Wow, talk now, then see me get one mat. You don't left go market from today. I don't tell you see me one come out. Up till now, this woman no can also sit. How me for like this wholesale right now? Oh man, wait. Who say you come out?
I did do Alpha.
Yes, not to this wholesale business. What's happen?
But Alpha, you know they follow news. You know follow me name don't scatter all about this song.
Now I make her they ask you say waiting happen. You supposed to be in a quarantine.
They make her come for day to you. Yes.
Me man, I beg. Not even talk that with
what do you mean?
Not even talk that with
I mean, me and you na paddy.
Papa, paddy no dey pan corona business. The way the country they so right now with everything that happen, not to party business. If me mama they say you not going to even allow you to follow your kind.
Why?
Paddy, you supposed to be in a quarantine. What make you feel say we Chris we all every day at the wasan use face mask. They take them now. Even my own best friend and say for me that kid now those all man being here and being back they tell I do all anything they not so for nothing. Now for this sick yasu.
So Alpha, me problem not to what you they talk so. Now for me I can't deny you us first. La run away na quarantine home.
No, me man you supposed to be in a quarantine home.
Why you think that for in a quarantine home?
Put you.
But you need to see the kind of food them when they serve in a quarantine home. You don't go glad for like enemy self eater.
Oh man, let tell you something. You feel say we self glad for every day with the wash we hand past 50 10. Ou they go even side and they will need to touch. You meet you come you get for the far from where they talk. Not so gladness they make all things they happen. Now this one they tell you from today. That tell you on away come on a compound, tell them go catch you, paddy, go to quarantine back.
Alpha, you know say we can get problem now. Now me can come help you. We fire catch the host na me first reach na you host. Why ala na me first they come. Me and you na paddy. Na because not because until don't happen like this like they drop me.
Not so they but they drop you now. Two different situations and they. This one so na way you say they waiting the government people in the talk. I beg do ya abeg you know count with that example say go na quarantine back.
So Alpha you no go keep me.
Go. Oh man go.
I go. Not push me.
Oh man abeg.
No, not push me.
No,
I say not push me.
Okay, go.
Well, I go, not push me. Just not push me, I go.
You can look me man on this safe.
I go.
Go, paddy.
Bad paddy. When you get problem, and that say they know would I like you, that not like you.
Why all this load are heavy? Why? God, see them. What see them, Mav?
Hey. I say, Sissy, I no go like out capside to me.
Well, why they laugh me? Me not Christmas.
Which kind of trouble this? How me all laugh connect to you?
I want to get that you say for.
Sissy, but maintain.
That's the way you don't go take today. I want to get that you say.
I no go and then una young man up for happy una don't insult him.
Yes, that's come out always fashion. Better left him. Now they make you laugh like could have created.
Sissy, now how discrepancy to me now the last way it cost me like Bafa. I just avoid you. I'm not stupid Not to me say let you make yourself like Max Devil like a ninja. You make yourself like a ninja.
Business. Not all you business. I let una laugh me say me na ninja. This mask, I know they pull on my face.
Now that make the well-body people that don't talk say nobody not for pull this mask here. Pass if you go na your host. And when you go na your host safe, if you know say crowd the mask still for the na your face.
Well, it's not jam me.
Me no jam me. Me then am your corner. But this me mask I dey wear am.
You dey make like say na you this corona come for.
Na me it come for. Na me it come for because one I dey deal with public. Two, I get so many pikin in a house. If I know they prevent myself, I know they wear mask, I know they take precaution. You feel say me pikin and no go don't get corona, or me self no go don't get corona by
so me when I wear mask.
Yes.
I know what's me.
Now corona no why no go to you yet. It go reach you soon.
Well, the prayer I get for you, you not die. Una we will not die pa corona. If una not die, change me name. Some of una don't like pa corona te. Una dey make money pan corona, but una we don't know una.
You go know if na lie, yeah? The corona the watch face.
You could create. You could create get.
Corona go knock na you do not very soon. Go they go and left yourself careless one. You know one person first. You know one day they take precaution.
Did you not speak?
You know they wear mask. You know they social distance. You know they wash your hand. You just a pass stomach. I wonder if not to corona, they pass to corona. You don't get it. You just a pass.
Well, you don't piss by me. This pass I go do test.
Corona,
Wasan for the part of we culture na Sansan tongue. But as people they fet for make the sick done na Sansan tongue, some man can make like Nokia mobile phone and they compare the different type of corona sick. That same rain, we for don't pa bitter leaf, we make it bitter. Now the same rain, we for don't pa sugar cane, we make it sweet. Married man na Samuel Livers. Man from Kwanti home na Musa S. Kamara. Kukri woman na Wani Gauja. Baya na Michael Sambola. Na Michael Sambola, right and direct sick boss na Sansan tongue. And me na Longmont Arata.
Well, from the skit day, we say welcome back to the program Special Corona Update. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And inside the edition of the program, we look at the role of civil society for restore confidence in the minds of the Salon people inside the fight against COVID-19. And inside the edition of the program, my studio guest na Alassane Bakar Kamara, Program Director, Health for All Coalition. We will bring you this edition of the program, Musa Kamara na him. And you listen, we listen through we partner stations them across Salon and also on the internet on www.democracy.sl and our Facebook page live. I come to my studio guest again. You don't highlight the problems them. One, the awareness day, you say, and also you don't see the informal setting get issue with compliance when it comes to COVID measures them. Now, what in the role where civil society they do now for ensure say people believe in the preventive measures of COVID-19 and same way so believe say Corona Day?
I think say don't start by highlighting some of the things the way we don't do, especially civil society organizations and we in the Health for All Coalition. But I want to talk much on the strategical way we play for dispel misinformation. Because misinformation are one key barrier, one to people acceptance, say Corona Day is one big barrier, and it's also one big barrier way also they lead to the spread and the infection rates of people in Salon. So we in the Health for All Coalition we don't do, and also I believe say other civil society organization and we themselves they do their bit. Which we don't do basically now for across all the 14 chiefdoms then we civil society focal point people and first of all, we think we do now for we collect all issues of misinformation. What they do with chiefdom focal people together with the community people then they go around for identify Waiting at some of them misinformation here. So when you go to a different level, a different community level, the information, the misinformation is different, moving from one community to another, or moving from one district to another. So basically what you would do now for make we collect all of them misinformation there. Also, both from that level, bring come at national level, we share them. Most of we civil society coordinators then within all the 16 districts, then they are also part of the DACOVAC. They are there, and they also give updates on some of them misinformation where they come up from the people. So what did happen now? The well-bodied people, especially the one that way then they for communication issue, when at the health education department, they look at all them misinformation. They are them meet there where they come up from the community. They look at them and address them. Then give reasons and try for give explanation to them, whether for dispel them or for give reasons to explain them. So when they get those information back, we give unto them with children focal people here, they would go back to those communities. Say, no, this misinformation or this information we want to talk about or we want to bring come, no, this one is wrong. This, now, this. So this is what we have been doing. We don't do that through working through the village development committees, where they also participate, where they contribute a lot in terms of community development. We don't do that in a number of other platforms. There, for example, we will get with community engagement meetings. Them, some of them meets them, they misinformation the way the well-bodied people and the health education people and they explain. Would they bring them come back and share those information? So at every level of our engagement, those instances, including WhatsApp, including social media, we get a team of all DC coordinators them, where they empower. Any outside and see misinformation, they will be very, very quick and prompt for response. This information we post, this information we send is wrong, is not correct, and now this not the correct information. So we don't play that role there. It's a continuous process. It's a continuous thing we play because every day they get misinformation. Every day they get people away, then they create just for misinformed people. Every day you get other political misinformation about the thing. So they continue for dispel them then they. In addition to the community engagement what they do, in addition to the sensitization efforts what they do, and in addition to we advocacy role where they play.
What are the impact of the engagement that they do from inside the fight against COVID-19?
I think the impact there. Because here now self will talk about awareness they hope. Now as a result of the robust measure way civil society and other players the way they don't play. To a very large extent, and with social media platform them, when we contribute, when we repeatedly they dispel some of them misinformation. We don't see and say the way how then they post. Well, it happen. We know they say they happen, but the rate at which it be happen today, the rate at which it be take a different tune today, it don't they minimize, and we continue for play with role for reduce some of them and then they. So the impact there, you're not gonna see it now, but basically the impact there, attitude of people spreading false information, you don't they, and we also don't see the Ministry of Information and other players and the media also don't they play very active role on that day. So I think gradually it reduce small, though we need for continue for exact effort for ensure that we reduce that to a minimal, but generally there is an impact in that. And generally, if you look at the infection rate, we compare to other countries, then we're well to do. Like for example, the United States. You talk about the UK, when then they give you money. We talk about France. You talk about other developed countries, class A countries. You look at how the coronavirus nyaka them. Then you come to Sierra Leone where no matter whatever you look at, we still struggle with the healthcare system. We go say a lot has been done. A lot of things they in place. A lot of things they way government put in place and where partners put in place and where the efforts all where they play it yield dividend.
Okay.
It yield dividend because you need for comparatively. Countries where they are high up there, you talk about the United States of America, you know what in happen at New York. We know what in happen at other states than they. But Sierra Leone, I think the strategies and way we put in place, they are working. The efforts of partners, including the media, they are working. The efforts of civil society, they are working. So the impact is there because the rate at which the disease is spread, when you compare them to other countries, and even when you look at the mortality rate, in terms of this COVID-19, compare them to other countries, then you appreciate the effort where the well-bodied people and they do. You appreciate the effort where the NACOVAC team they do. You appreciate the effort where the government of Sierra Leone they do. You appreciate the effort where civil society don't they play. You appreciate the effort where the media them and every players they don't they play. So I think say the impact is there generally.
Okay, somebody quick text from listener from Lamin Kaloko na Kabala. They say the only way we can help in the fight against COVID-19 in our beloved country is for us to change our attitude and stop the denial. You believe in that?
Of course. I said changing attitude now one thing we have to talk about, we are talk about civic responsibility. I think say that is one very, very big drive where the government need for continuity. Civic responsibility gets a long way for changing your attitude. You know, when you civic responsibility in you is strong, there are lots of things the way they improve. So civic responsibility, we get something for deal with attitude is also very, very key. I think it's one key role. The denial also, what thing they make people in denial is related to misinformation, the wrong information them and other propaganda the way they fly around. These are all things the way they lead to the denial. So I think say it's one thing because if people are not they deny, no go stop for wash their hand. No go stop for use the face masks. No go then go comply with the social distancing and then go able for know what's in there for those.
So when you look at government lift suspension on plenty things them, and in coming weeks or months, we likely go see then lift suspension on some of the things them again with suspension still on. With this suspension when they don't lift on plenty things them like we know they get locked down again into this strict lockdown or the airports don't open, coffee don't shift from 9 to 11 o'clock. With this, it seems as the civil society will not get more work for do because people don't look the complacence now, say Corona don't do.
I think say all of us get a continuing role because we always see that so the media, civil society, we will not only stop after COVID-19. You know, Ebola be done. We still get a very, now we talk about we role in COVID-19. So it's a continuing role where both the media and civil society get for continue for play. So I think government also get for continue for ensure that even though they reduce some of the restrictions, but we need for do it carefully. We need for do it with caution. And we need for strengthen the monitoring mechanism there as we reduce some of them things. For example, I can say, for example, like the border crossing points them, we need for ensure that we strengthen monitoring at the side and we need for ensure that we promote compliance at the side and put sober measures then they. And even they don't open the district them, there is no inter-district lockdown, but we still get other major checkpoints them. But then other major checkpoints we need for strengthen them, we need for empower them, we need for ensure that all the logistics require now then checkpoint them, they then get them. But as I tell you, go down some of them major checkpoint and that infrared thermometer in order. No matter what, however, we minimize the measures them, but certain equipment and they measure them the way we need for put in place.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, now this edition of the program Special Corona Updates, they left you for today, Wednesday, August 5, 2020. Plenty thank you to my studio guest, Alhassan Bakar Kamara, Program Director, Health for All Coalition. We come inside the program for can talk about the role of civil society for restore confidence in the minds of the people in the fight against